G'day, welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included playthrough as we continue on trying to sort out this current mess. So, thank you to those that commented. The most common suggestion here was what I need to do was with the plumbing for this guy, just have him drop his liquid just straight back into the room, which does sound like a quite a logical move. Move that there. Let's just make sure that that gets disinfected as well once it comes back in. Does mean someone's gonna have to go in that room. Don't want, but I mean it's not that hot in there at the moment. The other comment I did like, someone suggested, and I can deconstruct this wall here again now, that let's have a look in here. If there's a liquid filter, I can just use a liquid filter on this line to get the clean water out. So, if we look back at the liquid plumbing that I've done, and we've got this liquid pumping up here into this, instead, what we can do is have that just run. It's straight into here. It's just not the biggest space. I feel like this is a much more sort of significant space for where that liquid should be going to. But I also would prefer that this stops pumping water at the point that it's full. But it is my backup, so let's try and make sense of this mess. So what we want to get rid of then is this guy here. Disable him, and we instead say, I would say we can probably put the liquid filter in here. Like, what's in? White is in. Like that. Then do is we will go plumbing, deconstruct. First what we want to do is just disable him briefly. We will say plumbing. That's insulated pipe, right? Deconstruct. Deconstruct those ones. I think that's it. Then what I would do is deconstruct those ones and deconstruct. You just don't need that one running anymore, but I mean, I don't think there's any point in getting rid of it altogether yet. Let's just knock that out to there. And we'll cancel that one. We'll let that stay in there. Then what we want to do is take this pipe and just run it from there to there. And then we want to take pipe from here and run it top of the ladder there. Copy him and put him in there. Now, the problem that we have with this setup will be, how do we so to cancel him, construct that guy, deconstruct that liquid pump too. The problem with this will be, how do I get this, how do I stop this from flooding? Now, I could possibly just tell this to shut at a certain point, but also part of the point of this is we don't want, we do want our turbine just to keep going. That goes in the middle. I was also suggesting that there's some electricity that's going to be required here. So let's run this way. suppose one thing I could do is up this ladder 2 spots, up this, and then just increase the whole level of this water to basically here. And that's an airflow tile, so what, liquid won't go through that one, I don't think. It's only the mesh ones that'll go through, so won't get wet down there, I guess. Put our ladder down to the bottom here. Now that we can. Gotta remember to keep an eye on that because it's going to take a long while to dig up. Choose a blueprint. Snazzy suit. Let's get that snazzy suit and let's have a look to see if someone is not yet wearing one. Who's been here longest? Guess Meep. Based on the order that they are in there. I'm sure there's more snazzy suits around. Not sure what the easiest way would be to find them. That'll just sort of click on there forever. Yes, one other suggestion that someone made is, especially with my current oxygen shortages and the fact that that's capacityed out, they said that I could cut this off, but I guess since the whole top is sort of capping out anyway, and that's kind of the point, is that it means that this is for the most part just heading that one direction anyway, and that's capped out too. So when the oxygen is operating correctly in the base, it does just sort of run to these outward points. I mean, this is going to be really tricky to get oxygen all the way out to these far end ones. That possibly what I need to do is create almost like a playoff style tree, that it's that the main one breaks into two, that breaks into two, and then the bottom one will break into, one of them will break into three, and it means that there's sort of a bit more of an even distribution of oxygen, because you can see that this currently goes, one goes left, one goes down, one goes right, and then every single one of these is going to get divided beyond that, so the outer suits actually getting oxygen is so limited. Get up here. Divide it into three. Okay. We did a pipe here. Get some sandstone there, that's fine. Just connect those two there. We don't have to actually disconnect this yet. Although we'll do that weird stutter stop thing anyway. So deconstruct that. Actually, and we'll get rid of that while we're at it. Actually, no. Oh, we can keep that middle one. That's alright. So we'll just pause while we do this. So it will be that this comes down and divides three ways. Let's say deconstruct that one briefly. Just let them get those two removed. Here. And then what we will do is go back, say that to like that. So that will sort of more evenly divide the air between all of them. That means that 1/3 of the gas goes this way, 1/3 goes that way, 1/3 goes this way, and then 1/3 of those 1/3 will go between each of them. Still waiting on 2 more suits here. I'm still making them. Waiting for materials. is iron. This is in quite high demand. Not as much demand as my copper is, so suck it up. Okay. Continuing on, more has been built here. So what we can do is start to try and bury this up a bit more. I don't know if they can reach up there, but it doesn't quite matter, because eventually this floor will be high enough that they can. Now, what did we say? 15. So that's the floor there. What I'm going to do is build up. We'll deconstruct, not everything. Just deconstruct the building of that one. And build tiles across there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we will build plastic ladders up, down. And if this guy is really 5 wide, then that's its platform right there. Always move this further across too if we need that to be wider. Does also mean that the height of this water can now go all the way up to there. That issue. Okay, so again, I've possibly just killed my oxygen supply by not waiting for this to be done. Liquid output 2 is water. Polluted water is its own separate thing, so it means that that has overshot that too. Let's make sure that there's any that is connecting, so we can deconstruct that one and put output. I must put an electrical pipe there and by mistake. Done. Okay, so then we can say that building while you're in the room, Turner, or anyone. So that should now mean that clean cold water can go into my main water supply, while all polluted water can just then be pushed back out into this. Because there isn't that much polluted water in here or in there, it shouldn't really slow down the aquatuna moving. I don't want to raise the level of these two guys because I do like the fact that they reach all the way to the bottom. Although I do realize that if water level was to come up to here, then it would mean that they're underwater. Probably don't really want anyway. Alright. It's not the thing I want to be focusing on at the moment, but it is always nice to see that room slowly disappearing. Well, it's such a pain to get in there, but at least they just like building the basic stuff, so gladly get in there and do it. Yeah, I'm moving along nicely with our steel too. We're up to 5 tons. We need 7.5 tons. First part, and we've got everything else except the glass. We need in total for building now, guy, and I think it's the very last thing we need. We need 2.5 tons of glass, so we're halfway there too. We need a total 17.5 tons, but it's just the base that we need 7.5 tons for. Everything else will be a 5-ton build. So we probably want to ask them to move all this into storage too while we're here. Okay, That's right. I needed to make sure that that disabled and disinfectant. I'm still waiting for someone to enable this building. An emergency on that? Someone just... Yeah. Walking by. That done. Thank you. Alright, let's see how this operates now. Now, the water that is in here doesn't look like it's not polluted in any way. Doesn't have germs, so it's fine to just pump straight in there. You can see that there's no real sort of liquid going beyond that. There's no polluted water in this system. It will just drop in over there. Now we should really get to see this thing go on at full speed. I assume that going at full speed is going to be what causes it to create steam. Slowly, slowly. Actually amazed at how efficiently this oil fish is going. Like, I assume surely it's got to eventually stop or something, but... Yeah, lock in there. Sling eggs. I like your athleticism. It's always welcome. Are we really low on food? 8.4 thousand calories. No, or is that normal? Really need anything. Pickler doesn't seem too bad, but let's reject everything for now. Right, we are really low on food. Have all our food actually in operation. I did see someone mention as well that what I could do with my food is shift. So I need to see that at least over 14,000 for it to be functional till at least tomorrow. I suppose I have added a few more people to the system without adding much more in the way of food. So maybe I do need to some more locations food. What do we want? That's it'll be food locations, farm tiles, raw farm tiles there. Make those ones farm tiles too. Although those ones actually are dealing, I feel that anything that actually is already gonna be too hot down there. These guys need to be under 30. Let's cancel those ones actually. Let's. So if the water's gonna rise, possibly it's not gonna be a good spot to have any sort of food in its vicinity. What I need to do is build a row of these guys here. And then I actually don't even have to do anything with those guys. I just need to bump this weird little lip that's been down this whole time. Bump it up one square. So we'll get, so deconstruct him. We will move these two tiles up. Copy. Slow things down too. We're going at lightning pace at the moment. Run across there. Also have food right outside his door. The door, sorry. A row. in here. Some people have done the math for me in the past on how many plants I need for how many people, I think. Not sure how many I do need for... Okay, let's dig the roof out. Out now, May? Good. Slight annoying thing about that, I guess, is it means that, yeah, I just got a little bit extra I've got to fill in. Oh well, better than May dying. I didn't check as well what I was using to make these. It's dirt. I'm actually pretty low on dirt there. Let's cancel all of those. Just shift them over to clay. Was this all someone's mess? It's alright, we're in need of polluted water, right? Maybe I need to go digging up some dirt then. What would we consider dirt? Organic? Cultivated? Dirt is brown. Old chunk of dirt somewhere. There's a way to zoom out further than this. I can't remember what it was. Something about going into photo mode. Allow me to see more. It's saying I've got more dirt than that, but it's still it's not much dirt. I also now have no steel and glass. So did something change? Did I break something that has meant that... Yeah, I broke my oxygen system again. Worked out what I've done. Killed the... Oh my goodness. I killed that water feed that was coming down here. So what we want to do then is we want to go liquid pipe. The one that I cut, this one, I want to say that too. I'm not sure I need this pump in place anymore either, if that guy's gonna... we're also gonna have to say... Disable building. That's a 911. And we are gonna say... these are 911s again, too. Because I made the same mistake I made. Even though you won't take the oxygen things. I mean, I really only want you doing this to fix this one issue, guys. I want you running around all out here doing every possible job. Okay. Now, let's enable that again. And we will make sure that our... Okay. So we don't need that to go through this filtration system anymore. So all we need... You have nothing going through that filtration system anymore. Probably don't need to use it. All we need to do is make this guy run from there just into here. Let's go copy liquid pipe. Get the igneous rocks, we've got so much more of it. Get this to run. Like that. Now we're not going to cut. Andy, man, get out of there. Sure if anyone would be so crazy as to really get to where they need to be, but I have to possibly manually try and find anyone that's operating outside the walls here and just ask them to run inside. Really went flying out there. Starting to heat up a bit more. The water is starting to cool down a little bit more. Hopefully it's going to help out the so these rooms around here too. LE. Okay, so let's copy the settings of this guy. Them going. These guys go on. I can see our food is back up to 22,000 calories, so we're a little bit better off, but still we have added a lot of guys, not added a whole lot of not a lot of food, so say we do need to do this. Also, making that a non-food location. Put that there, and then we'll get our fertilizer there. Copy him and that. Then tell him that we can deconstruct that one. Now, our water is we got to. Of course, they were quicker to cut that cable than they would have put the new one in. Good, that's back. Now what we should see is just as I finally had enough oxygen that I wasn't sort of like, that all the oxygen was running into here. We've now ruined all that good work and back to square one of having to refill all these rooms with oxygen again. But ah well. Eventually I'll learn that I can't keep disconnecting that cable. Still slowly working its way up. Speaking of working its way up. Just going to do those ones so that someone can't trap themselves in that room. Battery. That battery. Still haven't even used this one yet. That's right, I dug down here to try and give this a bit more room. So battery's broken, is it? Broken battery means that now just has no power. Although that's probably repairable, right? Alright, so let's do a little bit more digging here. Just want me to get that one. And what we will do is ladder down. well. I mean, there's no rush on that. It's just whenever anyone gets to it. Cancel that one, because we can't trust these guys not to want someone to stand in there and build that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we can ask them to start blocking up this way, and we so ask them to start digging out bottom here. Get a pretty clear indication straight away about where we're going to need ladders to help out here. Build a ladder there, and then just some little hot spots along. So we can say to dig out that, all of that, and we can deconstruct that. It's so efficient that we've just got to wait now for all this to get pushed up. So I guess that's going to be sort of the roof across here. I'm disappointed that that room didn't really cool down too much, but again, it's still incredibly hot outside. Alright, he's still going away and he's still slowly warming up. Water levels in here are still on the rise. I don't want to disable him now, because we don't want that guy just wasting water from in here. Sorry, more wasting water from in here, because this room doesn't need to be sort of worried about that. It can just worry about filling itself. This guy getting a bit more direct water at the moment. How are we doing here? Need lime. Don't have any more demand for iron to steel, so let's just put that back in, and we'll put in 99 of that. And we'll just check to see how we're doing with our lime production, if that's still on. Yep, still heaps of lime still being made. Definitely not building his heat speed is anywhere near as fast as he was when he was not in water, so I guess that's a good thing. Got a lot of these that need fertilization. I think someone mentioned in something that I should set up automation or something in order to fertilize or to look after the mealwood. Now that feels beyond me at this point. I feel that I'd need an explanation on what I'd be doing. It does feel very hardcore. Bottom corner looks very dark. Phosphorus liquid. Where have I gotten phosphorus from? Contents of the water is 15 degrees. So that's nice. But the conductive, it's suffering there. Overloading. So that's overloading because I've got this and this running at the same time on the same cabling. So what we need to do is have one of these two things operating separately. But I would say that is something that we're going to do another day. Got to work out what supplies we're going to use, because we've got this guy here who's running pretty great non-stop. Actually, let's have a look at where his cabling goes, because I think that what we need to do is just send this guy north. So we can probably do that now. So if we just go on him and just sort of rides over the back of that one, go up this wall, there, and we'll wait for him to be built before we deconstruct that. I suppose that doesn't matter too much, so then we can just say deconstruct, deconstruct. Then it means that that guy will operate off this lower one, the other one will operate off the top one, and they'll be set. And well, I guess that'll remind me that I've got to work on that next time. Anyway, there we go. Any questions or comments for this one, feel free to chuck them below. Of course, they went that way with it. Well, I shouldn't deconstruct that one again. And until next time, I don't think I've got any too bigger questions on this one. Anything that you think I'm doing wrong, definitely let me know. Till then, I'll catch you later. See ya.